We, the co-founders of Wyre, conducted interviews in Waterloo based on our forecasted consumer segments. They were asked a series of questions regarding our service that will help enhance our business model. Do you use transportation services? If so, how often?
Yeah, I use the bus, taxis, usually in the city, and then sometimes Uber when I go out at night.
I do use transportation services. I usually take the bus if I'm like going grocery shopping or if I'm going somewhere a little further than campus.
Yeah, I use Uber quite a lot, probably around like maybe 3 times a week.
I do use transportation services and I use them quite often. I use the bus and Uber.
Yes, pretty often, but I feel like I use the buses and like the local transportation systems more than I.
What do your weekends generally look like?
I go home a lot, but sometimes when I'm here, like I'll go out with my friends to like clubs and stuff.
I'll go out with friends sometimes or just stay in. Depends.
On the weekends, I usually just go out with friends.
How do you usually get back home from a night out?
If I'm under the influence of anything, it's not frequent, but when I need to be somewhere and I want to go there safely, I take a taxi or an Uber.
If it's not too late, then I'll take the bus. If not, then I'll take an Uber.
I'll usually take the bus or the subway or something, but if it's too late, then I might Uber taxi.
Yeah, usually we cab or Uber back.
Do you ever get anxious when taking an Uber or taxi home late at night by yourself?
I'm always like anxious whenever I take an Uber because you don't know who's driving you and you don't know if you're going to get to your destination safe and sound.
You never know who the person is that's driving, and that's a little scary.
Yeah, no, I always go with my friends. Like I never want to go alone. Like I'll usually find another way home if I have to go by myself.
Depends on how the taxi driver looks, I guess. Sometimes I get like nervous if it's like a big male. But like most of the time they just make conversation and we have a good old time.
Do you have any children? If yes, how old are they?
I do. I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son.
24, 16, and 15.
I have one daughter and she's 19.
Do they go to school? If so, how do your children travel to school?
Yes, she attends university and she lives at home, so she comes back and forth with us during our commute.
So my daughter walks most days and my son usually takes the city bus.
2 go by school bus and the other one is public transportation.
Would you say you get worried for them easily?
I do worry, more so about my daughter.
So one concern that I have is on a snow day where I might be able to drive my children into school because the buses have been canceled. One particular example, this did happen, and then I was thinking, oh, how are the kids going to get home? And I wondered, could they take a taxi? Should I call a taxi for them? And in fact, it brought a little bit of anxiety up for me, and I wasn't quite sure around their safety, and I was relieved they got drives home from friends.
Yes.
Would you want to be aware of their whereabouts?
Yes.
No, because now she's 19. And at some point you need to sort of take your hands off and let go and trust that how you raise them and what you taught them to do and to be aware of, that they will be responsible adults.
I have mixed feelings on that. I mean, obviously we have, it's pretty easy to track them. So yes, it's nice to have it as a safety net. The downfall is that what I notice about kids now is they don't problem solve to the same extent. So,
would you or your children be comfortable with using taxi services?
No, mostly because my child would not be comfortable doing that. If she got to a place where she was comfortable traveling by herself and very confident, then I would think that she would be fine. But right now it would be extremely stressful for her, and I don't think it would be a positive situation, and it wouldn't have a positive outcome.
Because I ask ahead who I'm getting as a driver, and then if they think, I just ask ahead who I'm getting, and if it's and I prefer ladies other than men, because I'll say.
I would not send my daughter in it, and I have friends that would not even send their daughter and a friend in Uber. So there's that level of distrust or that level of concern that I don't necessarily know who this driver is. And
as we can see, both our customer segments have similar issues when it comes to taking Uber or taxi rides. Using Wyre's distinct features such as Checkmate, we believe our customer segments will have their pains relieved. Wyre's carpooling services for children also helps parents who face problems with dropping their children off at school, as seen in our research.